What are you doing? Hey, Chelsea.
So y'all men, get off the high horse, okay? Everything ain't for y'all. We love you. You know, we love you, but boo, this body is for us.
And I'm so glad you said that. And that's one of the main reasons that I wanted you on the show today, because I don't know much about like surgery. I don't know about like consultations, augmentations, none of that. Like,
girl, you lucky, girl. You blessed, yes.
And but that is one of the things, like when I do talk to people on the show, that is one thing that I will say that you basically just debunked my whole thought process, like of what I was thinking as far as surgery, because that is one thing that I mentioned once before. I said, I feel like some women, and I didn't say all, but I do feel like some women do it for men because they will see someone, you know, like you, and they're like, oh, she's getting all this attention. Her OnlyFans is making so much money. She's doing this. People want pictures of her, this, and that. So I said, okay, if they're not doing it for men, they're doing it to be in competition with other women, because they see, like I said, they'll see you and they're like, oh, well, she's getting all this attention. If I get this done, then I'll probably get this much attention too. Or, you know, she's getting this opportunity, so if I get something done, I'll get this opportunity too. So that's why I was like, a lot of women do it for themselves.
Now some of those are, it's true, but it's still in line with, they want to, if a woman is doing it because she see another woman, they want to see themselves in the position of her. It's all about how they want to see themselves. If they just want to see themselves regular, they stay regular. But one thing, social media is a gift and a curse, because it motivates people. It let them know, like, damn, I could do this too.
Exactly.
So,
it's possible.
Yes, it's possible. So it motivates you, but then it also, I also feel like it's a thin line between being motivated and hate as well.
Exactly.
Or being motivated and being a copycat.
Or being envious. And that's my thing, because, you know, you never know anybody's motives. And like with you, like I said, I've been following your entire like process from beginning to end. And one thing that has never changed was your level of confidence, because like regardless, it's like you've always been the same person like throughout. So I was like, okay, you did it for yourself. Regardless of what anybody said, even when you got the blood injection, like you said, there was so much negativity and things coming at you. Oh, you were deflecting, like, okay, I don't even see them. Like, my blinders are on, I'm, you know, focusing on me, which is, you know, good, because that's how you're supposed to be. And then even the choice to do the reverse or removal, it was your choice. You didn't, nobody forced you to do it. And even with, like, the injections, like you just said, someone, you know, said it, you thought about it, you waited a little while, like, you weren't just immediate, like, oh, let me hear the other side.
Yeah.
You know, like, you thought about it, you made a decision. So, if someone else, I guess, is in the same situation you were in, they are in a club, someone tells them, oh, you need a little more, you know, butt, or something like that, what's some advice that you would give them based on your experience that you had?
The advice I would give is stay true to your vision of yourself and how you want to see yourself. What is true, the reason I probably thought about, even considered blood injections, my thighs have always been my least favorite.
Really?
Yes. We live in a world now, being thick is cool.
Oh, yeah.
But my thighs always, and I never had big breasts. So when she told me about butt injections, my thought was like, oh my gosh, I could have a bigger ass to take away from these big ass thighs. That was my mindset. So it was me wanting to see myself with less thighs and more ass. Once I got my ass done, girl, I did not think about these legs. They probably I still probably ain't like them, but they was nowhere on my radar. It was just about the ass. So I would tell people, stay true to the vision they want to see of themselves, because let's say if they have a vision and somebody approach you about surgery and it's not in line with your vision, you won't feel swayed to get surgery. Okay. But let's say if you have a vision of yourself and you need surgery to get it, because the truth is, some things surgeries are needed. I don't care what people fucking say. It's like even weight loss surgery. It's a lot of people that would not have lost weight without getting weight loss surgery. And I'm not going to judge a woman who get a BBL if I'm not judging somebody who got weight loss surgery. Because I tell you, when I lost weight, I changed my eating habits. I worked out now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I will say, just keep the vision of how you want to see yourself in your head.
And so with injections, I know you said that you had to go and get like multiple rounds. And so with that, what was the largest that, like, I guess inch-wise, that your butt got?
Girl, I can't even tell you because I never measured my butt until I got on social media. So what happens was, when I did it, it was more visual. I just wanted to, I like that. I don't want no more. That's how I did. I seen it. I don't want no more. But this was get tricky with butt injections. And this was, I'll talk about this in my book as well. So when you get a little bit at a time, or you get some at a time, so you won't go so extreme. Some people just want a little bit. Some people want a lot. So roundabout, when I was at a space where I should have been done, I was looking good. I'm like, I want to go one more time. Trust me, girl. I went one more time, and cause you know somebody drove me there this time, and so I'm in the back seat. I'm laying across the back seat. I got all the cotton balls on my booty, and then we got pulled over by the police. I'm talking about we had to get out the car. They like, oh, get out. We want to check the car. I'm like, sir, I can't get out. But he's like, no, you gotta get out. So I get out the car. I got pants on. My ass shots draining from the goddamn cotton balls. And all I'm thinking was, oh my gosh, all my money, bro. And so the dude, I'm like, bro, you can check the car, but can I just lay back across the back seat? Right. So he asked all these questions, why you had to do that? I'm like, bro, I just went and got surgery. I didn't tell him what is that on your butt? Because by then you see the little stuff on my lip. I'm like, that's why I need to lay back up. So I said it to say, I had a experience where some of my injections leaked out going through getting pulled over. So I had to wait on this. That causes things that look like cellulite. So now I gotta go back and try to get this unevenness even. And a lot of women who got butt injections and went over, it was always to correct something. You could never be perfect when it's not yours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So as I got bigger, so I went try to get it corrected. It wasn't quite right. I went one more time, try to get it corrected. When I knew it wasn't right, I'm like, no, I'm just safe. I'm gonna do that because I knew it wasn't. So just go years by, and what you don't know is, because I told you by the time social media found me, I had injections almost 10 years already. Your butt grows bigger on its own. So like you getting bigger. I'm older now. People think going through puberty is 17 and 18. I'm gonna be honest. I was in my prime when I was like 27, 28. Girl, that's when I was fine. 30, yes. So you're gaining natural weight. Yep. Then you in the club. I'm eating chicken wings and Hennessy and cranberry. So I'm gaining club weight. And then, your butt getting bigger, you getting bigger. I didn't know this until I got it removed, but a lot of women, they grow scar tissue on the outside of the injections. Because if anybody is in the medical field, if something foreign goes in your body, you have certain antigens that go that try to fight it. So what try to fight those butt injections end up being scar tissue. And scar tissue gets heavy, and it accumulates over time. Yep. So by the time from the time I took that picture with Wale, when Wale posted me, and then up until I got my removal, a lot of people thought I was going back getting butt injections. But no, I'm like, my butt is just getting bigger on its own. And some people thought I was lying up until they had to go get it removed. So I will admit, and it's all love, but I had a lot of women judging me, but then would have to come back and hit me in my DM, like, where did you go get the removal? Because as I'm talking my story, people acting like they're not believing what I say. And if anything pisses me off, is that I ain't got no reason to lie. Like, social media found me. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to tell nobody the truth. And what I realized is I was still a young dancer, but it was dancers in their late 30s and 40s who had butt injections. Older women, they don't talk about this shit. They keep their mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? So like, people gotta respect people who's willing to talk about shit, because it's people that know what's going on and they wasn't seeing anything.
Right.
And they knew, and I'm not gonna lie, because even in, let's be honest, butt injections is very much underground. Like, that was a stripper type of thing. That was a LGBTQ thing. You know what I'm saying? So people in the community, they were knowing people passing away from getting butt injections.
Right.
But it was nobody in the club like, oh no, y'all girls getting injections, don't do that. People dying. They was keeping their fucking mouth shut because them old hoes, they didn't want you to know they had butt injections. Mm-hmm. So once I hit these waves, I almost felt like I had a duty.
Yep.
Like, it's like, I know women are admiring how I look, just like I know some are disgusted. But I'm gonna my mindset was, I'm gonna let you know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yes, I can still get up there and shake my ass, and I still know I want to remove it. It's like people could not understand the concept.
Right.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna shake my ass till I make the money to remove it, because it was very much expensive. Very much expensive.
Oh yeah, I can believe it.
Yeah.
And so with going back, because like that is one thing that I do say all the time, you know, your body is constantly changing. Like, it's never gonna stop. Like, it's inevitable. It doesn't matter if you lose a bunch of weight, if you gain a lot of weight, your body is gonna continue to change until the day you die. Like, even as a child, you're growing, you're getting larger, you're getting taller, you're getting stronger, all the way up until you're elderly and your body starts to almost deteriorate. Like, your body's gonna continue to change. So when you were going back to sort of fix the imperfections, was that a little bit of like dysmorphia too?
No.
Okay.
The truth about it, I want to say this, and I say this in my book. Y'all gotta get my book. It's on Amazon. I Am Not My Body, but I Wanted a Bigger Butt.
Yeah, and I'll make sure I put the information on
Yes,
this.
thank you. Yeah. The book is interesting. It's not like I'm just gonna say it's a very interesting read. I don't want to toot my own horn, anyway. But I actually had body dysmorphia before my surgery. Me not liking my legs, me wanting more ass because my natural thigh, you know what I'm saying? To me, that was body dysmorphia. I didn't like what I saw. Like, or even if I think about it, that's why I be like, I'm so stubborn now. I don't really know what to listen to when it comes to people. But even sometimes maybe somebody always being like, why you wearing that? Why you got this on? Why? You know, it always makes you just What's crazy is I actually felt like going through having fucked up ass shots made me love myself more. Because it's like, that's all you have. Like, that's like, this is me. Like I said, by the time I took that picture while they posted it, I knew I wanted to remove it. And most people would have never got up there and put themselves in front of the world. You know what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. But it's like, this is where I am.
Of course.
And to be honest, I've seen a lot of natural women bodies too. Let's just be honest. When you're natural, you're not perfect.
Of course.
You have things, you have say. So when people get on these social media platforms and act like that, you can't have a little cellulite here, you can't have a little droopage there, you can't have this. Like, where are y'all used to seeing natural bodies? Because
exactly.
It's like natural bodies sit a certain way. It ain't just all perky. It ain't just all.
And that's one thing that I always point out, because, like, I just had a child. First child ever, last, but it was the first child. And the thing is, I'm like, yeah, my body changed. And of course, before, yeah, I still had cellulite, I had stretch marks, I have what they say, dimples, rolls, all of that. And my problem area was always my back, because I could not stand back rows. Mm-hmm. And so even when I lost weight, worked out, all this stuff, my back rows went away. I was so proud of it. Mm-hmm. Like, every photo shoot I did, whatever, I'm like, they gonna see this back. So I'm trying to like turn around and look like you gonna see this back. And then when I had my daughter, I'm like, the roles came back. Like I just got rid of them and they back. But then now I'm like, we gonna embrace these roles. Like they have Photoshop them roles. And I don't care. Like we gonna still put this on. But like that was always my thing too, because like even with me. And I post stuff all the time. And some people, they say the same thing. Like, and putting an emoji and stuff on it. But wait, what you mad at? You don't like women or something? What's the problem?
I don't get it. No, I don't get it, because especially a lot of, we got grandmas, aunties, mamas that done walking around the house with slips on. and you feel me? And with no clothes on. If that was not your first image of a natural nude body for a person to accept, it's just some people that's just petty.
Mm-hmm. And they gonna find the smallest thing.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I find men that are really petty, that act like they want somebody perfect, half the time they got a small penis, or even if it ain't that, they are insecure in themselves.
Oh yeah.
They are very insecure. Because most men, and I will say this to the ladies, most men, I don't want to say they don't care, but it really is true. Men are attracted and turned on by just all womanness. So women will feel like, oh, I'm not attractive enough. Oh, that thing's still gonna get hard though. Or he's still gonna find you attractive. So we actually, women, we're harder on ourselves than men are. So like even with me, like, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't have no kids, so I don't really want saggy breasts. You know what I'm saying? And my breasts aren't that perfect. But like, men like breasts that sag. Okay. Like at least to a certain point, and niggas be like, no, them titties gotta get in my mouth. Mm-hmm. So what we think is, I want perfect sit up titties. Dudes is looking like, no, they hang right, cause when you know what I'm saying, they fit in my mouth.
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
Oh yeah. And that's why I'm like, yeah, and there's somebody for everybody. That's why I understand and I've accepted the fact that I may not be for everybody, and I'm cool with that. I am perfectly fine with not being for everybody, because there is a percentage of people that love me. I love myself. Like at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So your opinion of me, it don't really matter. Like, yeah, you can give me your opinion, because it's a free country. Like, you can say your opinion, I don't care. But then,
if you can say your opinion, if I can say mine. And see, that's why I don't like being petty. That's the hardest thing for me, and that's why I fucked up on social media at first.
You responded to it?
Oh yeah. If I respond to the positive, I want to respond to the negative too. And people be like, no, you can't go off on people. I think that's so, but that's true. But that right there made me have like a love-hate for social media. Because I'm like, ain't no way I should be able to take all this energy and I can't get it back off.
You gotta be able to dish it back,
I gotta be able to get it back off. You ain't finna just be piling up all that negativity on me.
And not hearing your side.
And you ain't finna get none of that back. Oh nah, baby.
And then you brought up a couple of times about the Wale post, which, yes, it was viral.
I wish I would have saw his ass, but go ahead.
Oh no. So, okay, initially, when he posted you, like, what was your thoughts? Or like, when you saw it, when you became aware of it, like, what was the first thought that went in your head?
Oh, this gonna sound so toxic. I was like, man, I made it. Let me tell you why. Okay, so that was like my first random photo shoot with somebody who was like, oh, you should really take a photo. I never was photogenic. I was just walking around with ass shots, okay? And I was miserable because I was working a 9 to 5. So people, and when I used to go out, like girl, when I be outside, trust me, I meet all type of people, especially the same people I meet on social media, I meet in real life. Oh, yeah. So I had ran into, I don't know if you remember the comedian Samore. Mm-hmm. So I had ran into her, and she was just, like, oh my gosh, I always wanted to have a big booty, da da da. And it's like this night, all the bartenders was asking me, are you a model? Are you a model? And I ended up just getting somebody's random number, and then when they called me, they're like, well, let's take a photo shoot. So the photo he actually took in post was the first photo that I ever took, and then while they posted it. So besides feeling like, you know what, this is something here for me. Because, you know what I'm saying, whatever, besides initially feeling that, the only other feeling was, just upset that he wouldn't answer my DM. Cause I slid in his motherfucking DM, right? And like, if you at least don't post me, bitch, you could tag my motherfucking name. You know what I'm saying? Cause a bitch don't not love themselves. Exactly. It was all of that. That's
what was his caption?
I wish I would have knew. It was like he was apologizing as a man. We make women feel a certain kind of. Mind you, like, and Future was getting hot. So I was like, nigga, I'm not listening to you. I'm listening to Future right now. But, and then even when I said that went viral, and I was like, they talked about me on the Breakfast Club, girl. Charlamagne, the guy, had made me the donkey of the day, girl. Because I responded back to Wale, and he said, he was like, oh, and they put up my caption. He was like, oh, she said, shut up, I only listen to Future. So I was on Breakfast Club. I was on so many things. So many people was upset at me for me standing up for myself.
All right, just responding.
For me responding. They wasn't upset that a person would ever. So yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I did know that was a moment. I knew that it was something there for me on social media, and I was just, just upset that people just want to post your shit. I want to tag you though, and then don't even want to answer your DM.
But using you.
But want to use you for, they use me for. I've had so many people, 50 Cent do that. So many people do that. But they want to use you as a topic of conversation for comments and views. They know that you are
it's controversial, and they know that you probably are going to respond. They know that other people are going to see it's going to make their numbers jump. Because people aren't used to it. It was different. So and that's one of the things that made you, I guess, stand out too, because it was different. And they're not used to it. Like they're used to big butts, but not to the extreme. Right.
I will say, at that point, I did come through with a real big butt, but I was not the only girl with a big butt.
Of course.
That's why I say it was something on social media for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot of women with really big butts, whether they look good or not. I already know. But a lot of people they don't know how to get no followers. They don't know how to get no, you know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
So, what they say, you gotta take it with the
and even bad publicity is publicity. So, of course they say something negative, it's still publicity at the end of the day. So, yeah, people might be commenting on it, saying negative things, but at the end of the day, it sort of makes you who you are too, because at the end of the day, more people find out about Ms.Miami. So, it's like, yeah, you were trying to be funny, or yeah, you were trying to be, using you as a topic of discussion and all that, but at the end of the day, now you have a platform.
I'm going to have a
platform to you, right. To promote their stuff and all that. So all I did was help you grow. So It's like, yeah, thank you, but no thank you, because you didn't tag me.
Right. So, and that helped me when I did do things, and especially like I made twerk videos for music, for artists that made music, and even other things like that was my way of helping the promo. But it made me want to work with the underdog. It made me want to work with people that other people say ain't gonna make it. Your shit trash, your shit this. Like, I'm gonna be honest. People would be like, why would you do a promo for this song? I know how it feels for somebody to say that you're not the best. Why are you doing this? But it's people out here that may not be the best, but they still thrive.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta prove them wrong every time. And I love that. And so, I guess when you started your removal process, who did you reach out to sort of like assist, or where did you go for help, or how did you even know where to go to get the removal?
By this time, I would say I knew a couple girls that had issues. I knew a few people that tried to remove it, but they were trying to remove it with the guy that was in, say, Miami. He's very popular. And I just knew, the drama that was with that. It was a girl in New York. She had told me about a doctor. But what's crazy is the doctor she told me about, I could not, he was in Colombia, I could not get in touch with this. I could not. It's like we could not get in touch. I chose another doctor that was in Colombia. I thought that was all set up, but then COVID hit. And one thing I would say, I'm not a scary person, but going to Colombia to get my removal at first, before the pandemic, it was a thing I'm willing to go, but I need to make sure that this is what I'm gonna do, because by then we was hearing the Dominican Republic stories. Like, I don't want my family to have to figure out how to bring my body back. You know, I'm gonna be honest, that was the thing. Like, I'm like, I'm going to do something, but if worse comes to worse, I don't want to go somewhere. So then when COVID hit, then when the doctor in Colombia I initially want to go to, like, he ended up changing his schedule, like, well, COVID crazy, I actually took that like, damn, maybe this was a thing. I should go to a second opinion, a doctor I had in Miami. So that's how that was. I will say I wish I would have just waited and went straight to Colombia because they're more equipped for those things. But that's how, if the girl in New York did not hit me up after just seeing people post stuff, and she did let me know, like, man, I had injections and you should check them out. So yeah, and so that's why I also try to help women do it right the first time too. It's a lot of doctors here in the States that they just want to line their pocket with money. When it comes down to good work, the great work is out the country. Black woman that could actually say and convince somebody else. And that's another thing. Here in the States, these people charge more money than they charge in Colombia, and they don't even do as good of a job. Trust me, I mentor women. I have Zooms with women all the time. It was someone who I bet I really wanted her to go to Colombia, but she had a doctor in mind here. She ended up going to a place in Miami, and I'm gonna be honest, like, I want to expose them, but I gotta figure out a way to do it that's effective. But I'm like, they don't even work on women who do butt injections. They charge us so much, and they are very, like the doctor, that she didn't like her results. And I'm gonna be honest, living in Miami and even knowing them as a regular cosmetic surgery place, they have a lot of casualties. So I'm like, you talk about removing butt injections and they talk about life on out. It's like people just here want to take your money. So like I say again, although I get so much hell, I do feel a certain duty to let women know where to go, you know, so they can not only spend their money right the first time, but it's your life.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that has always, I'm not gonna say kept me away from surgery, because I've never really been one of those people that just wanted it. But one of the things that make me sort of push people away from surgery was like hearing all those stories about people dying, you know, on the table, or having to get so many blood transfusions and, you know, about to die almost, or people saying like they were so close to death because of the surgery. I even saw an article yesterday morning, a girl died from getting liposuction in her knee. Yes, and when I saw that, I'm like, cause these, like, some people are just going for the look of it, and it's like, do you not think about the risk? Like, yes, like you said, that's your life. Like, you only get one. Like, even with your body, you only get one. So it's like, are you really ready to risk it all, really, for a bigger butt or for bigger lips?
Yeah, no, some women really know risk it all. When I got on social media, like when I did my removal, I wanted my time to myself. And I also, social media can be stressful. But when women was doing what I was doing and they were still reaching out to me, I had a conversation with this one young lady, and it made me depressed to where I didn't do no more consultations. I ain't want to help nobody. I'm like, I'm gonna get myself to a certain point, and then if I want to. But like this young lady needed to remove her injections bad. Like she was having health problems. Now it wasn't just with my butt, it was the look of it. I didn't have health problems. It's the look. Like, it wasn't in my muscle, but I could clearly look and tell, even Bosch, a person could visually see the issue with my butt. So, but it was a woman who, she was having medical issues. Like, the doctor knew she was having shit called her blood test, And she was like, I'm just really scared to go through this because, like, I'd rather die than see myself with no ass.
Are you serious?
She had kids.
Oh, no.
And when I tell you, that shit made me so fucking depressed, because I'm like, here I am finna do, like, I never had surgeries. Right. Here I am finna do something. People like, oh, you're gonna not be Ms. Miami, you're gonna lose your fame, you're gonna lose your name, you're gonna lose this, lose that, here I am about to do something that I know what's at stake with a loss. But you telling me you got kids and you don't want to see yourself in no ass? I ain't want to talk to nobody else. I'm like, I'll just do me, because I was willing to give everything up. I was like, I'm willing to give up these followers. People talk about fame. I've been Ms.Miami, okay? I told you, I'm out here in these streets now. Social media found me. So it's like I was being willing to give it up to see myself back how I wanted to see myself.
Exactly. And then that's how it should be. And that's why I was like your entire story was so like touching. And that's why I'm like, even for, you know, someone who doesn't have surgery, for someone who's just a girl, you know, growing up in society or having to, you know, just live in the world in general, like, yes, your book is probably for everybody, not even just, you know, women, it's for men too, because like a lot of people have a lot of misconceptions about surgery, even about you. And it's like, once they actually see things from somebody else's eyes, or you know what I mean, somebody else's view, it's like, oh, okay, you know, I never really thought about it like that. Because even with us sitting here, I'm like, oh wow, because even what you just said about her not wanting to give it up, it's like, wow, you know, because it's a part of her. And then I know you said that once before too, that you had yours for so long, it was a part of me. But it didn't change who you are. You're still yourself. You're still Courtney at the end of the day. You're still Ms.Miami at the end of the day. Like, you never once, like I said, changed who you were, because you are, you know, who you are. And there's some people who, on the inside, they are terrible, nasty, malicious, you know, people. And so once they get a butt, they're like, oh, you know, I got this and that. And then they're trying to like put other people down because they got it. And it's like, you weren't like that, you know, before. Like, so this butt gave you confidence, and now you want to talk about everybody else. And those are people that I have issues with, or the people that get it and then they don't want to tell nobody they got it, and they want to start training people, or they want to start giving people, you know, tips on how to get a body like theirs. But it's like, you didn't include your doctor.
You didn't include your doctor, boo.
And that's what gets me. Because I'm like, from the beginning, you've always been so open, so honest. And I'm like, that's how it should be, because a lot of people want to know. And somebody may be, you know, looking at you and saying, oh, okay, so if I drink this protein shake and I do a bunch of squats, my butt gonna be like yours. And you're like, oh yeah, you know, yeah, just do that. And then you get money from these people, and it's like, you selling them a dream.
Selling a dream, yeah, definitely. But what I will say, being real is important to me. All my life, I don't feel like I had people that was real with me. So like, I despise, I feel like not only not telling the truth, but not giving people information, not sharing experiences. That's a teacher in its own. So like, that's why I say, once I got on these waves, I felt like I probably was the change I wanted to see. Because a lot of people, I got a lot of hate for being real. I didn't have to be honest. Like, the way I looked, people thought that was my real ass. Like, because I had imperfections. You know what I'm trying to say? Right. I could have just rolled away. Like, my grandmother, rest in peace, my grandma used to say that back in the day. People rather believe a lie than the truth.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, but like I say, for me, I never felt like lying was going to save anybody. The truth of it is so scary. And even once my documentary come out, the truth of things will sway them away from it. If they, you know what I'm trying to say? Or at least if they still want to continue to do it, at least they know, well, you know what, I got all the information, I'm still down for it. But people don't gotta give nobody no lies, because the truth of getting cosmetic surgery, that shit is painful, expensive, and you better choose the right doctor the first time, because you're gonna spend so much motherfucking money fixing it. Those truths should make people get it or not. You know what I'm trying to say? The same thing with removal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. I don't think we live in a world where people value honesty. Everybody lying. And like, not to be like that. And it's a lot of people who are very attractive. They got butt, but they don't really, how can I put it? Yeah. They don't really like who they are. It's a lot of beautiful women who, however they felt about themselves post-surgery, that's how they feel after surgery. That's why they still bitches and catty and talk about people. What people really didn't know about me before my injections and before my removal, I had dealt with all that people talk about me so much. I just wanted to be a good person. You know what I'm trying to say? So even though I went through not having the best types of surgery, I always wanted to be the best type of person.
Right.
So that's why nobody could not shape my personality. I kind of was built from the inside out already.
Okay.
A lot of people building themselves from the outside in. So if a person wants surgery, I would say that too. That you build yourself from the inside out, because all you will be, let's just say if you don't have surgery and you're a woman who you don't know your worth, you let men cheat on you, you let them use you, you let them gaslight you. All you gonna do is be fine and have ass, and you still gonna let them niggas do the same thing. And that look crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of dudes who doing that to women who right now, and they like, damn, you just fine, but you just surgery fine. Like your mind ain't catch up that you fine.
Right. Oh yeah, I know a couple of people like that too, and it is sad, like, because a lot of women that I've come in, contact with that have done some type of like drastic cosmetic surgery, a lot of them say they don't know why they did it, and then it's like they regret it after, but then it's like what was your thought when you first, decided to get it in the first place? Like, were you doing it for you? Were you doing it for somebody else? Like, what was that reasoning? And then it's like, if those people had insecurities, a lot of insecurities, that's where that dysmorphia comes in, because they like, okay, my butt's not big, or I got hip dips and all this, and they're like, okay, let me put something in to fix that. And it's like, okay, I fixed that, but then it's like, it's still, not like it's supposed to be, or my titties, they sagging now, so let me go fix that. And then that's where you get those stories of people that go overboard and they're spending like $200 million on surgery, and it's like, yeah, you got it, so yeah, spending it, but then you start looking like an attraction, like you're not even a person anymore, like you know what I mean. And then that brings me to the Killer Curves documentary.
Oh, they disrespectful.
That Lala.
K. Michelle, y'all disrespectful to man, Lala, all they pussy. And these are women that I would have looked up to. That's what's crazy. But no, they disrespectful. The whole production, the BET, I love y'all, but y'all disrespectful.
Right, and that was my thing too, because I listened to you, speak about that incident several times, and it actually sort of, I'm not gonna say but it hurt me in a sense, because I was like, yeah, why didn't they, get you on there? Like, why couldn't you speak and tell them how you felt about the situation, instead of them just sort of using you as
as a fucking poster child for ass shots.
Right.
That's what people try to use me as, a poster child for butt shots. And we live in a community, we live in a world where, not to be like that, but if I can send you to a few cosmetic surgery pages, and you can see it's hundreds of thousands of women. They stay under the radar. But it's a lot of women who had removed butt shots. BBL just got really popular the last 5 years. You know what I'm trying to say? And so, no, that was very disrespectful. What I will say too, I understood it, but I didn't like it.
Right.
What I understood is, you see how I'm talking about this? I've been on networks before. That's why I want to produce my own documentary. Networks have their own storyline. They want to spin their story different. They knew, I feel like some people knew they could not call me, because I would never get on TV talk about how I don't love myself.
Exactly.
They want you to talk about how I ain't love myself when I got ass shots and my boyfriend. I was in a happy fucking relationship, and my boyfriend at the time did not want me to get it, but he still supported something I wanted to do. And what's important for me to tell the truth is because women who get surgery and butt shots and who need to remove it, their men are going through this with them. Their husbands are going through this with them. These are not just, everybody ain't no stripper. These are people who got, their kids are going through this with them. When I went through my surgery, and my nieces saw me all bloody, and I'm like, they went through that with me. Like, even to this day, if I think about I'm finna go to the doctor, I want you to go get a surgery, I don't want you to go get it. They're traumatized. So so I thought it was disrespectful, because like I said, the way the lady was talking, what she was saying was just distasteful. And I will say that she was overweight. So I was mad at her because why would you even be so catty, bitch, and you fat? And I'm sorry, but that's the reality. And even with K. Michelle, I know K. Michelle, you know, she signed up to do that. But K. Michelle knew what she was gonna go do on her removal. Well, you know what? She did not know what she was gonna go do. And that's why she should have not agreed to no shit like that. Now, I wouldn't want to put this girl under the bus because she finna go do the same shit I'm finna do. Mm-hmm. And K. Michelle's story was just as hard as I would say, damn near mine. We don't went through as many, damn near probably as many surgeries to get it removed.
Yeah,
and I'm saying, yeah, it's been up there. It's been up there. More surgeries to remove it than I got butt shots.
Right.
And yeah, so that was distasteful. And like I said, I still was a person, and I'm still a brand. So they wanted to cut my face off, girl. I still got the tattoos. And like I said, Ms.Miami is global, okay? So not only did people know me in social media, but people knew me in the streets. So in some ways it worked for me. Because one thing, when people like, and they did use some really good pictures. So thank y'all for that. Y'all did use my best pictures. So they used some good pictures. So you know the niggas was still hollering, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's still, but I got family. I got friends. Like, you know, rest in peace my sister, but you know, my sister who passed, she used to be very emotionally invested and just hurt. You know, so say if somebody posts something of me on Facebook, you know, my sister be ready to fight, you know what I'm saying? It's like it hurt her more than it hurt me, you know?
I'm sorry.
So it's just like people gotta know they doing this to real people. We got people that love them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And people that care about it. So that's why I was built for that. You know, I was more built for that. Mm-hmm. But it still is not something you really want to go through. You know, you got mama, you know, my mama wasn't too proud, you know.
Of course.
She, you know, just because people also don't understand how you gotta grind on social media. They don't understand, you know, you post pictures like this, but you know, they don't understand that. So, you know, you got people who, you know, feel like they gotta make excuses for you. So that's why I'm going to drop my documentary because from my mouth, I want to tell my story. Because I could believe a company, like I say, they want to spend it how they want to. Even with Lala, like people who like to sit around and talk about everybody else's surgery, but they don't want to sit around and talk about their surgery. But and I'm gonna be honest, and people don't never look at this. Like I had butt injections and I removed them. Even with, like, you see my braces, I got braces. But it's women that got butt surgery, breast surgery, veneers, this surgery, that surgery, and they tell me I don't love myself. Bitch, I got one surgery, and you done got your whole life done. Yeah. But you telling me I don't love myself? Like, that's why people have to let people talk from their mouth.
Oh yeah.
And I do want to say thank you for this opportunity to speak from my position, because I'm tired of people talking for me.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's definitely needed. Like, it's refreshing to actually get the truth behind cosmetic surgeries. And that's one of the reasons why I feel that it is so important for you to have your documentary, for you to put your book out, because a lot of people don't know. And that's the main thing. When you don't know something, you know, you're going to speak on it just off of hearsay or things that you see. But until you hear it firsthand from somebody, you know.
And I'll be honest, I mean, I have seen people who are still their way, but as I've been sitting back and watching, people thought I was crazy, but I will admit, we lost a lot of people from cosmetic surgery from the pandemic until now.
Oh, yes.
And even when you look at things like DC Young Flywife, this man has, people think, no, for real, people really used to be like, oh, that's what you get for going a cheap route. They really think it's about money. It's not about money, girl. I could get this money from a nigga. You know what I'm saying? If I want to look good, I could get this money from wherever. But can't you see people who even got money have lost their life? And I'm like, as I sit back, I don't feel good about it, but I do that is something I do want to put out there. People thought I was really crazy, but now look around. They done lost loved ones. People done lost people that was close to them. But now, so do you still think I'm crazy now? Or because it hit a little closer to home, are you really willing to hear it out and listen? You know what I'm saying? Because thank God, but I'm here.
Exactly.
I'm still here. And yeah, it's, I don't know. That's why like the cattiness don't get people nowhere.
And then that's how you know that you have a purpose.